How to stabilize energetic openings that feel chaotic. A sacred transmission on grounding spiritual upheaval and restoring inner stillness. Opening transmission. There are moments on the path when silence erupts into thunder, not from the outside, but from within. A sudden rush of energy, a swirling current behind the heart, a pressure in the skull, a tremble in the spine that seems to have no source. These are not symptoms of madness. They are thresholds of expansion, and yet to the untrained system, they feel like chaos. Many sincere seekers come to this edge, where meditation stops being peaceful and starts feeling like a storm, where bliss turns to electricity, where the boundaries of the self begin to dissolve, and the nervous system cries out for help. This is a sacred sign, not a failure, but of real transformation. But if we don't know how to hold it, to ground it, to stabilize it, we may suppress the very awakening we've longed for. Let this be your map, a soft guide through the inner earthquakes, a way to walk barefoot into the infinite without losing your center. 1. What are energetic openings? An energetic opening is when a previously dormant channel or layer of your subtle system becomes active. It may be a chakra, it may be a meridian, it may be an unspoken karmic storage point deep in the body's tissues, or it may be the first shimmer of kundalini rising from the base of the spine. Most openings begin softly, a strange tingling in the hands, a buzzing at the forehead, a light behind closed eyes. But as the body begins to awaken energetically, deeper movements can occur. The breath may become involuntarily still. The spine may feel hot or frozen. The heart may pound or feel as though it's dissolving. One might weep without reason or laugh with no thought. These are not signs of instability. They are the energetic body adjusting to new frequencies. But here's the key. If the nervous system is unprepared, the opening can feel chaotic, fragmented, or overwhelming. So the task is not to avoid these openings, but to stabilize them, not by stopping the energy, but by becoming large enough to hold it. 2. Why chaos arises during expansion. Energy always flows into a container. If the container is ready, the energy feels like bliss. If the container is rigid, full of fear, tension, or expectation, then the energy hits resistance. This is when chaos happens. Imagine pouring a gallon of water into a cup meant for only a few ounces. It will overflow, splash, and feel violent. In spiritual terms, the body and mind may experience this as panic during meditation, racing thoughts with no center, insomnia or overwhelming dreams, physical shakiness or internal vibrations, emotional intensity with no story. But the source is not psychological, it's energetic, and it requires an energetic solution. The nervous system is simply saying, I can't hold this yet, and the work is to become a larger vessel, not through effort, but through deepening, softening, allowing. 3. Grounding the lightning. What to do in the moment. When the energetic chaos is happening right now, in the middle of meditation or daily life, there are immediate tools that can help. Step 1. Anchor into the body. Bring awareness to the soles of your feet. Press them lightly into the ground or floor. If lying down, shift your attention to the base of the spine or the hips. Let your awareness drip downward from the crown to the toes. Step 2. Use the mouth and jaw. Gently open the mouth just slightly. Relax the jaw and let it hang naturally. This softens the brain's alarm response and helps the spine release tension. Step 3. Slow the eyes. If your eyes are closed, imagine the muscles behind the eyes melting back into the skull. If they are open, let them become unfocused. This signals the brain to exit the beta wave emergency mode. Step 4. Place one hand on the heart. This physical touch reconnects you to the present moment. It signals safety and helps draw excess energy from the head into the chest. These 4 steps can turn a rising storm into a deep integration, not by fighting the energy, but by welcoming it into the body. 4. What not to do when you feel energetically overwhelmed. There are a few instinctual reactions that make the chaos worse. These are not failures. They are simply unhelpful adaptations. Do not try to force it to stop. Trying to shut down the energy is like yelling at the wind. It resists control and amplifies when resisted. Do not cling to techniques. Sometimes people begin chanting, breathing forcefully, or meditating harder when the energy gets strong. But this is often like pressing the gas on a car that's already speeding. Do not pathologize it. You're not broken. You're expanding. This is not a mental health emergency unless it truly includes long-term delusion, self-harm tendencies, or total disconnection from reality. But 99% of the time, the mind just doesn't know how to interpret energetic data. Do not isolate for too long. Yes, inner work is personal. But if you're spinning alone for days, grounding contact with a trusted friend or teacher can bring immense relief. 5. Practices to stabilize the energy long term. Stabilization is not about suppression. It's about building the capacity to carry higher voltage through your system. Here are foundational practices to strengthen your energetic container. 1. Earth-based grounding. Spend at least 10 minutes barefoot on natural earth daily if possible. Lean against a tree or sit with your back to a stone wall. Let your spine discharge through the earth. 2. Stillness practice without expectation. Sit without trying to reach bliss, stillness, or visions. Just allow the body to rest in neutral awareness. This creates space rather than pressure. 3. Gentle forward folding postures. Yin-style postures like child's pose, caterpillar, or seated forward fold help calm overactive energy. These naturally draw prana downward and soothe the nerves. 4. Conscious touch and body contact. Weighted blankets, massage, or self-holding practices like arms around knees can signal safety to the body. This helps the energy settle without suppression. 5. Practice vertical breathing. Inhale awareness from the base to the crown. Exhale from the crown back into the feet. This creates a circuit for energy to flow rather than scatter. Done consistently, these practices build a wide riverbed for the rising waters of awakening. So when the energy comes, it no longer floods, it flows. 6. The role of trust in the midst of inner upheaval. No matter how grounded your posture, no matter how skillful your breath, there is still one current deeper than them all, the current of trust. Not the kind that believes everything will feel good, but the kind that knows, even when it doesn't feel good. You are not lost. Trust is the sacred muscle that allows us to stay when everything inside screams to run, to stay in the heat of transformation, to stay in the trembling, to stay in the not knowing, and to whisper, "Yes, I will allow this too." When you trust the intelligence behind your awakening, even the chaos becomes a form of prayer. Even the discomfort becomes a gate. Even the fragmentation becomes the dissolving of false forms. Nothing real can be destroyed. Only illusions are falling apart. Integration, what happens after the storm? Energetic storms always pass, but what they leave behind depends on how we held them. If you resisted them, you'll often feel depleted, fragmented, or fearful of the next wave. If you softened into them, even imperfectly, you'll feel reborn. After a major energetic release, give yourself space to sleep deeply and without alarm clocks. Eat grounding food like root vegetables, rice, or warm soups. Avoid intense conversations, electronics, or bright stimulation. Let yourself be held by slowness. It's okay if you don't feel blissful afterward. Often, the calm that follows is quieter than bliss, more like spaciousness, or the sense that something has emptied out inside you. That emptiness is not a loss. It's room for the real you to emerge. Mystical reflection. The path to truth is not always paved with petals. Sometimes it shudders through your bones. Sometimes it spins you into tears or tremors. Sometimes it unravels everything you thought was safe. But this, too, is sacred. You are not failing when the energy feels wild. You are blooming, like a seed cracked open in the dark. You are becoming something wider than form, more spacious than thought, more luminous than identity. Let yourself tremble. Let yourself fall into the current. And then let yourself become the one who can hold it all. You are not the storm. You are the sky it dances through. If this sacred transmission touched something real within you, I invite you to stay close. Subscribe for more transmissions on energy, awakening, and stillness. Become a member to support this work and receive deeper content. And most of all, keep resting into your own unfolding. You are not alone on this path. We walk this thunderous stillness together. In the next offering, we'll explore secret patterns of breath that don't involve breathing, a doorway into the invisible rhythms of life, and how presence itself can move the body more deeply than air ever could.